is Cypher Morrison, and this is This Week in Car Audio. Tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Tune in, tune in, tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in, 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 tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Yeah. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio.
Welcome to This Week in Cardio with the host, the judge, Doug Stockton. Damn, dude, take 1 week off and I'm all lost. How's it going,
I believe
Jeffrey?
it. I took a few weeks off.
Yeah, you did.
I'm doing okay. Just big thanks. Pushing the show back to this time. Hopefully, it didn't affect many people, and people could still tune in. But yeah, so thanks again, and I'm back.
Justin Stolman says first in.
Nice.
So he's on there right now. I'm still sharing it to all the Facebook pages and whatnot. So how was your time off? What's the new job? All that stuff. What are you willing to share?
So I guess I could say I am working at a well-known logistics company. I guess we could say that without getting too specific.
All right.
So Dana and I are working at the same place.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just on my way out of Texas. This was probably late December. And I just happened to be flipping through and saw an opening, and I applied. And Dana didn't at the time. I told her about it like maybe a couple of days later, and then it came up again, and she applied, and we're both working at the same place. And
cool. You guys doing the same job or?
Yeah, same job.
Same type of job and same everything, huh?
Yeah, and what's funny is we're like the top two performers in the department right now.
And you just started.
And we just started, so but we're kind of back and forth. But
okay.
So we've been doing that, settling in at California. Man, it's hard to get used to these mountains. And
I told my wife when we do finally get moved out to Wichita, that's going to be a weird thing, not seeing mountains.
Yes, yeah.
So Eric Hansen says he's second in.
Cool.
So, but yeah, let's. Me and myself, last week we were off. I was out in Vegas trying to bowl. And
trying.
Well, so my shoe broke in the head-to-head match, and it cost me $130,000.
Dang.
So
broke as in what? Like
So I have interchangeable soles on the bottom of my shoes, right?
Okay.
And the interchangeable sole came off the bottom of my shoe at a critical point. So I got an 8 count. If I get a strike right there, I win. I go on for $100,000, $135,000. Instead, I get like $1,500. I can say that because they don't hide this money from the IRS. So.
So they collect socials and W-2s and stuff like that.
Absolutely. I've already got my 1099 from them is how it works out.
Is that how that? Okay.
Yep. So I already got 1099 from them. When I left, said, hey, here's your money and a 1099. So
it's not like I was going to say it's not like how you would claim gambling wins and losses. Oh, okay. So you
It
could
falls under
offset
the
that.
it falls under the
Oh,
same
okay.
category. So I can
Ah,
offset it, and I can definitely show just like most gamblers can show a negative
right.
on their things, but you can only offset up to the amount you won.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
So
makes sense.
yeah, so that's not going to be a hard thing to do at all. We'll be good. um, yeah, but my shoe fell off, and then I went and bowled another
God.
tournament on Monday and Tuesday afterwards, and I may or may not have at least doubled what that amount was that I did win. So it was a fairly profitable weekend, but it would have been a lot more profitable had the right things happened.
Oh,
Oh shoot, I forgot to set up on YouTube. Hold on, let me make sure. That's my bad. I didn't even look at YouTube side. There we are. Let's see. Nope, nobody's commented on YouTube, so it's not a big deal, I don't think.
have to click onto that.
There we go. Pop out chat. Because I right now I can only put comments up that are on the YouTube side. So, all right. So Eric's asking, Eric Hansen, can we talk about the new rules? All right,
What?
Jeffrey.
There's new rules?
New
There's
rules.
new rules?
Yeah, there's actually a new rule this year. So, in general, we don't have new rules. We have clarifications, as we've discussed on here multiple times. This particular year, we actually have a new rule. So, you want to go over that new stuff, Jeffrey?
Well, I'm not sure. What is Eric specifically talking about? Like, can he narrow it down to format? I'm sure he's talking about the base race,
Yeah,
and
top dog.
yeah, base race and top dog,
Yep.
where the source material isn't, I would say,
Yeah,
restricted anymore.
he says base race in the
Ah,
comments.
base
Weird.
race.
That sounds odd. I don't understand why he's asking about base race and top dog. So what's the change in rulings?
So you're technically free to use any material you'd like for base race.
Yep. New rule. Even though Jeffrey moved out of Texas, he still is the official judge of Texas. So he'll always have to wear the Team Texas loss shirt.
Where did I put that? I think it's in storage.
um. Anyway. Yeah. So you can use Boom Check is no longer the required song for base race. You can use anything as long as it's commercially available, which opens it up to all the issues we had before. And next thing you know, Wayne's going to initiate the AI again,
Whoa.
and then we're going to have problems with that again. If you can't tell, I'm not super happy about the rule change. There are other judges that are not happy about the rule change either. But if we agree that if that's what the new rule is, that's what we will follow. So
I mean, that's how it was kind of like in the early days. Well, pretty much, right? Until
Yep.
like what happened like 3-4 years ago or so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Justin says, so going back to Lil Jon, absolutely. More than welcome to go back to Lil Jon. And then, but we also had a new change also with the tiebreakers. Do you want to talk about that one real quick?
I think I just brought that up here. I was looking at it. It has to do with the hundreds. Let me get to it specifically.
Yep. On the 10th tie.
I think the battery just died.
Okay, I know it. So anyway, on the 10th tie, now it opens it up to the hundredths place. So instead of just having one digit, like when you're going head to head, it'll go 2 digits in the past the decimal, and it'll be a random number that's 2 digits.
So, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's on the 10th tie. It'll add the second digit so you'll have tenths and hundredths that you have to beat in the tiebreaker. So there you go.
I was reading, it said something about the from the third tie.
Yep.
That's when it's gonna.
Third
That's when
tie
it's
starts the random generator.
okay. Ah, okay.
To the 10th is going to be one digit to the 10th place.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be a random generated number to the 100th place from the 10th tie on.
I want to try to recreate that.
So like qualifying, says Eric, that is correct. You'll have the full digits like qualifying. Oh, we got a new name I haven't seen before, Long Driven Enthusiast. Says hello. I wonder if that's Joel.
I believe so.
Manny says, what's up? Lord of Base Manny in the house. He's our first text on YouTube. Therefore, we can show it on the screen. So if you guys want to be able to see your comments and whatnot, please post them on YouTube, and then that way I can pull them up on the screen. Yeah. So, and I got a text from Celise, our buddy Joel. Oh, Joel says, yes, it's me. I got a text from Celise saying Joel wants to kind of make the next step into becoming a judge up here too.
Oh, nice.
So I really I'm trying to get some stuff going on for Jose Ramos Jr. But I need him to answer his damn phone calls and his text so we can get the stuff squared away. But like I said, Joel's enthusiastic, and he wants to travel the world and be a judge. That's way cool too, So I'm looking forward to that. What do you got? What's your plans looking for World Finals? Or sorry, not World Finals, but being down in LA for shows. Anything set up yet?
I got something in Riverside coming up here pretty soon. Yeah, Riverside.
That's way too close to your house.
That's a new spot.
Okay, that's way too close to your house, though.
I mean, it's still probably like 20 minutes away.
Oh, shucks, 20 minutes. Well, how far was Crossfire from your house?
Man, it was like 12 minutes. Plus, I had all my equipment there.
Oh.
so I just had to wheel it out, but now I got to pack it up. And
yeah. Justin says you can't be on a team and a judge. Conflict of interest. That is somewhat true, Justin. He can only be up to a 2x judge, and he can only get 50% of his points from his shows. So, because if he becomes a 3x judge, then he has to be a non-participant at that point. So hopefully that helps. And then the other rule change was in freestyle. While you're still trying to pull up stuff on your iPad there. So now we have an official rod that is to be used. Now, I'm not sure if that's a requirement that the rod has to be installed or not. That I'm not 100% sure on yet, so I asked that question, so hopefully we get an answer to that. But what do you think of at least now we have an official rod, so somebody can't make like a janky thing to hold the globe into a certain position, right?
Right.
It's just a straight rod that's adjustable.
Well, I mean, it's kind of odd that we would want a specific rod to hold the.
Because there may be someone out there that may have designed a jig to hold it up into a position up under the dash.
Okay.
And then with the straight adjustable rod, it's not the same, right? And then it's the same for all vehicles.
But it's nothing you want to have, say, like welded on to the rod or the globe onto the rod, right?
Well, you can't do that because sometimes you can't have the rod on the globe when you go to put it in the vehicle.
Exactly, yeah.
But you have to put it on after you get the globe inside the vehicle to get like under the seat or something like that, right?
So just kind of wedge it, right? Okay.
Justin
Okay.
says me talking about an adjustable rod is he's dying over there. Tiffany popping in says hello out of Bridgetown,
Hey.
Barbados. What's good, Tiffany? Um, and I do have a question as we get going a little into this. What are your guys' thoughts on the show that I had last weekend or 2 weeks ago? It was definitely a little different, and but it was we do a lot of competitors and stuff, so it was kind of nice to do the do something a little different. We've done 275 shows or something like that, so it's just something a little different. That's all. Um, 21XT4 says hello on the Twitter machine. Let's see. Any updates? Who's judging DB Drag at Laughlin March 1st? Justin says something about it was cool to meet your family. Oh, on the thing, a producer.
Producer.
Because that was my brother-in-law. So then we went and hung out in Vegas this weekend together. My sister, my brother. My sister was saying she doesn't know anything about bowling, but it was exciting and fun to watch. Because I was actually, there's 10 frames in bowling, and by the 8th frame, they couldn't beat me. They were locked out of the match, and I had already won by the 8th frame. Everybody I went head-to-head with until my shoe broke. And she said it was really fun watching that. So my wife was
That's
watching,
cool.
so it was live streamed, and my wife got tuned in late, and the minute she tuned in, I think I'd left a split. And then so she tuned out because it was all her fault that I left a split, apparently. Not sure how that works out. But I
So
said,
is it available on YouTube that we could watch? And I'd like
it
to watch it.
is. It is.
Okay. You'll have to send me the link
I'll have
later.
to send you a link because it's an hour and 40-minute thing, and I'm in there for 20
Ooh.
minutes of it. So
Okay.
I will. I'll share that with you. I'll timestamp it for you so you can see. Let's see. Joel says, Jeffrey, are you coming for the Laughlin March 1st?
Is he okay? You must be talking about the showdown.
The
So
showdown, which we
I was,
asked
yeah.
Barber to come on,
Mm.
and he wasn't going to be available this afternoon to talk about it or to get online. So anyway, what are you going to say, Jeff?
Well, I was contacted about it probably earlier this week, maybe a few
Maybe
days
a week
ago.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, as much as I really wanted to, unfortunately, with the short notice and time frame, I don't think I would be able to bring the quality event people would expect. So
Yeah.
I had to decline,
And,
regrettably decline.
yeah, and I'm in the same way, right? I actually have a tile setter coming over to my house on that day.
Hmm.
And so, it's in my lifestyle and the what I do. Um, Arena Slow says, "Hey, can we be friends?" I'm guessing.
Uh-oh.
All right, you can add me up. ND, hold on. Let's see. Let's have a discussion about your streaming schedule, how to put things in other Discord. You can also have fun, vibe. Oh, I think there's somebody trying to sell themselves to us.
Uh,
But anyway,
New
oh,
sponsor?
new sponsor, yeah. Anyway, what was I saying about the? He told. Oh, so, in my world, you don't leave your wife home with a stranger. You don't have a strange man coming into your
Hmm.
house. Um, it opens it up to potentially things happening that aren't good. So this way, I'll be home when the guy's here, um, and I got to be here for that. And that's like pre-scheduled, and I got to fix some tiles before I sell my house. So that's what that's all about. So
Hmm.
that's why I couldn't do it. Otherwise, I would have liked to do it. If Jeffrey's not coming, is there somebody judging DB Drag on March 5th on Las Vegas Showdown? Currently, we don't have anybody judging the showdown that I'm aware of.
Right. Chemo was set
Scheduled.
to,
Yes.
right, was scheduled to, and something came up. He couldn't do it. He actually contacted me, and that's kind of, we're back and forth with Steve, and yeah, bummer. I would have loved to, had we had enough time, more time perhaps. I think we were looking for sponsors as well, and
Oh.
yeah, so that was kind of a bummer.
Justin hit me up, like I said, about a week ago or so. I think I was still in Vegas when he hit me up and asked me about it. And like I said, I was already scheduled to have my guy out here, so I wouldn't be able to do it. These are important things for me. Eric says, I don't have any competitions to go to. Well, Jeffrey, what can Eric do to give himself a competition to go to?
He could put one on.
That's right, a 1X.
A 1X. I would suggest talking to his local shops, manufacturers down there, and then urging them to put on a competition. Get in contact with DB Drag, myself. Even shoot an email to Celise and Wayne, and they can facilitate that for sure.
Yep. I mean, I don't know what's going on over at Crossfire, but Eric, as much as you're there, from what you tell me, you might be able to talk Roger into letting you host an event there.
Yeah.
Just saying. So, anyway, I'm still waiting to hear about Autorama, but we talked about it. I don't know what's some things may have happened with Autorama. I heard Bobby Gately made an announcement or something.
Oh, okay.
Eric Hansen said my judge moved away.
Bummer.
But I am waiting. The guy that runs Autorama is on a cruise right now, so he should be back tomorrow. So I will talk to him tomorrow, and next week I'll have a update on Autorama. So I don't know what's going on or how everything's going about, but
the dates have been set.
Oh,
right?
the dates are set. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Justin says, tells Eric that your judge is available for a low fee of $5.99.
I think he's missing some zeros.
Oh, he's missing a zero, at least one zero on the end.
Missing some zeros there.
Anyway, do you have any ties back to Texas at all now, Jeffrey?
In-laws in the East
okay.
Texas area.
Okay.
Or they like to call it Deep East Texas.
Deep East Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I think right now they're actually in a cold freeze right now.
Really?
Where they're like single digit temperatures and minus. So,
oof.
Man.
For Tejas, that's cold as hell.
Yes, and it's like unnaturally, or I don't know if they're used to seeing that. But
no.
Yeah.
So, so do you guys in the chat have any questions about the ruling or the rules or what we got going on? I mean, like I said, Jeffrey's got a Riverside show coming up. Southwest $500 there and back. 99 cents for food, or $500 and then $99 for food. You know what? I don't think Southwest is $500 to get to Texas. What's the flight to Dallas? I mean, that takes you right to Grapevine, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Grapevine is right there. You don't even have to rent a car; you can just walk.
I mean, I think like I don't know what's a Southwest ticket cost, like $400, $350.
Oh man, I was flying budget going back and forth Texas and
Allegiant
California.
or something.
I was doing Frontier. I'm like a gold member on Frontier and Spirit. For as much slack as they get, and I've probably been a victim of their cancellations and stuff like that. It's not too bad if you kind of pack, appropriately, that you're
Mm.
not like having 10 bags, then you don't have to pay extra. I just had a backpack that I had one of those vacuum bags,
Oh yeah.
took a few days worth of clothes, stuck the vacuum to it, and it just sucked it up, and it was like paper thin. So if you kind of plan it out, then Frontier and Spirit is totally fine for probably like $80 round trip.
Really? Dude,
Yes,
that's
if you
sweet.
book ahead of time, yeah.
So, Justin said Jeffrey's small enough to fit in a
Exactly.
bag under the plane.
Yes, sneak
Um,
me in under the seat.
yeah. So, we have Allegiant that flies to Vegas from
Right, yeah.
Stockton here, and I've caught those flights for as little as $35 round trip. But
Yes.
literally, what you can fit in a backpack is all you get.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, the vacuum bag makes a huge
Oh
difference.
yeah. I've even did that travel hack where you take your neck pillow,
Uh huh.
take out the stuffing, and then stick some clothes in there.
Really?
Yeah, I've, stuck
I've
some
never done that
on.
before.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hey, travel tips by Jeffrey.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, now that Jeffrey moved out of Dallas, uh, I've actually put in for a position at DFW with my company. So
What? Oh
remodeling the
wow.
airport there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they were redoing their terminal.
They're
I know
redoing a
one of
lot
them.
of stuff out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
the thing
perfect.
is if I get there to Wichita, if I want to drive home, it's only 4 hours, and if I want to fly home, it's a 45-minute flight, and I see them as little as like $104 round trip, and that's from major airlines. And I'm sure there's a budget airline that I could probably find it for $50, $60 round trip, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, so
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe you could talk to Eric and get a show code up there.
yeah. I might be able to make something happen out there in the Dallas Fort Worth area if that's the case, right?
Yeah.
A lot of professional bowlers in that area between there and Wichita. You're looking at
Oh,
probably 16 of the top 25 bowlers are bowl out of those two areas
is that
in the
kind of
world.
like a is that like a thing? Like that's where they do all the bowling.
They do a lot of stuff in those two places. Mostly Plano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, say mostly they bowl out of
Wow.
Plano and Wichita. So, wherever I go, there's got to be some bowling, right? But anyway, does anybody have any questions about the rules? Like I said, those are the only real changes was source
Hmm.
material and
Right.
the rod for freestyle. So those are
There
really.
was a class
Oh, that's
omission
right. I'm sorry. Go ahead and go about that.
on the DB drag side. So unfortunately, we had to bid farewell to the Super Street OG 10K class.
Yeah.
Uh, unfortunately, so if you guys were competitors in that class, it's now been eliminated from the rules for
Yep.
this year.
Oh, Joel got in late. Do you want to go with what the deal is on the base race tracks again?
Oh yeah, I was just reading it, and the way it was put,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, where was it at? Okay, so the program material must consist of commercially produced music, no test tones permitted. Um, but like you said earlier, Doug, the requirement for um, boom check is no longer valid, I guess. So you do not have to play boom check. You could play your own music that's commercially produced, as it says here in the rules. And yeah, good luck to everyone.
Okay. Kenneth Trauber Traughber says, when will we start using a fluke as a backup to calculate VA during runs?
Hmm.
I got a great answer for this. Do you have one for it?
Let's hear yours.
Okay. The answer is never. Because you can get a min or a max on that fluke. We are doing a algorithm that gives you an RMS is the best, not an exact RMS, but it gives you more real world results than you can actually get with a fluke. So we have consistent results. We have real results. If you get a chance to go back and listen to the second podcast we did with Nathan Munson, he went over all that stuff pretty extensively in that. Kenneth asks, you know why I'm asking? No, I do not know why you're asking. You got to remember, I don't go on social media, Kenneth. So if something happened, I don't know about it unless it's something that the judges share amongst each other. Do you have any idea why he's asking?
Not specific. I know Kenneth's a competitor. I think he's won world finals.
Okay.
Previously. He was in the wattage limit classes as well.
Mm-hmm.
He had a, was it a samurai? Is that what Steve Willis had?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he said people are finding more creative ways to circumvent the clamp. So here's the thing. When people said they can circumvent the clamp by using a certain amp, they were offering $1,000 if they can show that they can do that. 0 people were able to do that on command. So, as many times as people tell me they're circumventing the clamp, until I can see it and somebody can reproduce it, it's not happening. So, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying nobody has been able to reproduce it. Let's see here. Joel. Oh, using a boom check in bass race is not allowed. That is the wrong answer, Joel. You can use any song that's commercially available. You just don't have to use boom check again. Moving forward at my shows, I will still suggest boom check to competitors.
Yeah. I think we've practiced it with it so many times. It's like,
and if you can't use boom check, that's on you. It's not difficult to use boom check. Boom check is such a consistent and reasonably good song to use for bass race. It's just it doesn't make any sense. The only reason you wouldn't use boom check is because you're trying to get an advantage and you're going to use something that's skirting the edge of the rules. Woody, what's up, Woody? Woody McDonald saying good evening.
hey.
But yes, like I said, somebody pinged me. I'm guessing that was in, where are we at here? Oops. Minimize.
Did Joel catch the tiebreaker?
Probably not.
Yeah. So Joel, the new rule for this year in base race, the 10th plus tiebreakers here, it's going to rerun the round using a randomly generated target score and 0.01 dB resolution, otherwise known as what, the hundredths
place. Yes. So it'll be the same as qualifying.
That's 10th plus tiebreaker.
Yes. And it'll be a random number. So Spencer Staniland says, I see no OG 10K. Was fun while it lasted. I agree. I think it was a good class, but the problem was is we weren't pulling in people. We weren't pulling in new competitors with that class, and the existing competitors weren't flocking to it. Is the best way to say. Oh, that's what it was. I got a text on my phone. Let's see. Gotcha. Entry form will be available soon.
Oh, is that?
Another bowling tournament, maybe.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Autorama news.
Nope, nope, nope. Not Autorama News. That's a bowling tournament. Yeah. So I got the fifth place in that big tournament in Vegas, and then I came here and I bowled something yesterday and got second place in that. So, doing all right. But anyway, yeah. Oh, Daniel New. Been a minute since we seen him in here. What's up, boys? All right, Daniel.
Hey.
We're just talking about the new rules. Like I said, base race isn't requiring boom check. I hope all the judges kind of share boom check. Let me. What's his name? Ray Choi and I were actually just discussing this today. And
Okay.
here was the same way I do it. I've seen Jeffrey do it this way, and so Ray Choi says, do a sweep, find the peak, pick the closest boom check, give them 2 practice runs, bam, 3 minutes, you have a brand new competitor. I mean, is he wrong?
No. That's
So,
like plain and simple.
yeah. And that's how I intend to continue the at my shows that I do. I will continue with that same route. So, what about you, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I wasn't well, I was a judge back then when they were playing the non-boom check songs, and I do recall a lot of the AI feature, and a big headache that was, and
Yeah.
but I'm trying to think, was there something specific that led to the change into boom check only type thing?
Well, so
Unless it was a test tone, camouflage as a song.
yeah, so the AI feature was a little inconsistent. So, depending on where you started a track or where you ended your track, it may disallow the run.
I think that was song quality too.
Correct.
Right?
That was the song quality. Yes. And because of that, it was just easier than, hey, look, here's the songs that are available. Pick one. Go.
Yeah.
And I truly do believe that was the best thing, the most fair thing that we could have done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everybody has to do the same song. Doesn't matter what your vehicle is. You just have to know that, if you want to build your vehicle for base race, build a sealed box. I mean, it's going to give you the widest range. It's going to give you the biggest curve. So
we tried a sealed box, and but obviously we were wanting SPL, and that SPL just dropped.
It
were
would.
Like,
but wasn't it easy to control?
It seemed about the same.
Oh, really?
I would say there wasn't like a distinct difference. Okay. I know Dana had tried it a couple of times, and ended up just going back to the ported.
Yep. Justin says you can still use boom check. It just isn't mandatory now, which is an accurate statement.
Yes, an accurate statement.
Let's see. I'm not sure what. So anyway, yeah. So it's just the reason I like a sealed box is it has a flat curve. So you would be able to use multiple boom checks and get the same results.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so that's the only reason I suggested. But you lose about 3 to 4 dB by
Right.
going with a sealed box versus a porta box, right?
Yeah. Right.
And that's a lot of dB. So is Dana gonna try and make a run for World Finals then?
Probably not.
Ah,
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It was just so convenient when we were in Grapevine.
uh huh.
Um we didn't have to load up the vehicle. So now if we go to a show, we have to load up the vehicle with the
Gotcha.
tent, table speakers and stuff like that. Much less make room for a speaker box and a tiny amp we could probably put under the seat, but
Right.
so we'll see how it goes. We'll see
Okay.
how it goes. We
Uh,
might take two cars.
Fincher called me this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and we're talking about El Guapo being back in town.
Ah.
He
Is he
said
still in Moreno Valley?
he is still in Moreno Valley.
Ah, man.
He lives, I don't know, 5 or 6 blocks away from the last place that if you ever went out to his house before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so he just lives in a different street, a couple blocks
Mm.
away. He bought a nicer house, bigger house from the one he lived in before. Just as life, as your life gets a little better off, you tend to upgrade your house, and he did that obviously.
Mm.
So he was all
Nice.
excited. He got his mother-in-law finally to move out. So I said, "Yeah, guess what? My mother-in-law is moving in."
Is moving in.
Yep, 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 yep. But in March, I am going to be in Reno quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
So, um, March. Let me look at my calendar real quick. March 14th, which is a Friday, I'll be in Reno for a funeral. And I will also be in Reno for another funeral. Um, probably around that same time. So, one of my uncles passed, and then one of my aunts passed
Oh.
about 3 or 4 days apart. So, yep. So I'll be spending quite a bit of time. Plus, starting next week is the end of next week is the bowling season for national tour stops. So the big boys in the whole world, the top guys in the whole world, will be bowling in Reno during those weeks. During the next the last week of February, the first 2 weeks of March.
Mm.
So obviously I'll be down there trying to make a couple dollars off those guys. So, because they don't know who I am. So, I mean, some of them do, but hopefully not all of them. And give me an opportunity to make a dollar or two. You know what I mean?
Should put a disguise.
No, that's not how it works.
Just wear some glasses.
Just go Clark Kent. No, I'm not
Yeah,
Doug.
it's worked for Superman.
I know. Nobody could tell it was him. All
I'm
right.
trying to I'm trying to I did see Steve Willis
Okay.
have a comment,
Oh, really? I didn't see
and
his comment.
it was about the jump seat. And I know when Wayne had put the rules or the announcement about the rules,
Uh huh.
someone had specifically mentioned, "Hey, what about the jump seat?" Okay, here it is. I'll try to link that that link on the chat here,
Okay.
but basically Wayne had said that he'll fix that soon.
Some of
Thanks
them
for the
do, but
heads up.
hopefully
Is
not all.
Wayne's comment on that, but let me try to get the link if that answers your question, Steve. So I guess maybe it's not
Oh, there it is. I see it on Facebook, but it didn't pop up on my other thing. Yep.
okay. Let's see. Copy link.
Oh, that's why he says, "Are you guys not seeing my question about the jump seat?" I see it
Ah,
now, but yeah, it wasn't popping up on here. Sorry, Steve. Um, let's see. Did I miss any other questions then on here? Um, chopped and screwed. He asked about. So, jump seat, jump seat, jump seat. That's weird. I just did not see it. And then Steve says, "What about
interesting.
the Steve? Yeah, jump seat rule."
So hopefully that answered your question, Steve. Probably not a definite answer as of yet, but something that's at least being discussed.
Yes.
And
Oh, he
yeah,
says no
so
problem. Wow, that's weird because I can see all of his except all the comments on Facebook except for his. Did you block me, Steve? Do you no longer
uh-oh.
like me?
Oh
Yeah.
no. Got blocked.
I got blocked. But it's weird. I can see him on Facebook, but I can't see him in the chat for the Streamlabs. But anyway, all right, yeah. So somebody, I think Steve asked about Chopped and Screwed. Um, I guess Chopped and Screwed is available now for Base Race, as long as it's commercially available, right? And then what do we say is commercially available? Does if Dave Bradshaw sits around down on his computer and makes up some music and sells it to two people, does that make that commercially available now?
To two people.
Well, I mean, this was the issue we had before, right?
Right.
Um, and this is why we went to Top Dog,
Boom check.
or we went to Boom Check in those, yeah. Justin says they have your picture everywhere. Beware of this guy. Um, YouTube isn't commercially available, according to Justin. Why is it not commercially available? If it's open to everybody to get or whatever, then why is it not available? Yeah, just like the old Dedner rule. That's really good, right? That's exactly what happened. They made this thing called Magic Blue back in the day, and it's weird. I see all of Justin's, I see everybody's things except for Steve's. That is weird. Um, anyway, yeah, they made this Magic Blue Deadener, which essentially was just Bondo glass for you guys that know, and they sold it in one store in the entire world. Therefore, it was commercially available, and one guy used it, and we changed our rule the very next year. And the guy had to said no, it was sound deadener, and I said no, it was sound reflector and reinforcing. And he goes, no, it isn't. And then there was a video of him trying to get it out of his car, and he had to bring in a jackhammer to get it off the sheet metal of his
Wow.
car. So how was that not reinforcing? It wasn't a sound deadener. It was, Anyway, um, Justin says it's not commercially because you don't know who made it, and YouTube could be Dave. Yeah. So
Was there anything for Cyclone? No.
no,
So
I
if
didn't
you're
see
a
anything.
Cyclone competitor,
Yep.
you're good. Um.
Yeah, it should be
Oh, it
fine.
does say here pending participation review for Demo Extreme.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So all of our
Us.
classes every year are pending review of participation.
Mm.
So if there is a class that you guys like or you want to continue, it kind of does fall on you guys
Yeah.
as competitors to bring new people into that class.
Oh, also, case in point, I think they were ruling out freestyle one year for world finals, but many people had, voiced their concern, and then it led to a change that it was going to include freestyle. So that stuff works, guys.
Hmm. Steve
Oh,
Willis wants
oh,
to know,
okay.
can I see him now? Nope,
Oh, uh-oh.
I
Is that a good
cannot.
thing?
No, I can only see, like I said, I can only see him on Facebook, which is odd. So,
I did run into here under the judging procedures for
uh huh.
Cyclone. Wow, this is big.
Okay.
And I think it's pending um that the low frequency bonus has been extended, or
Oh, to
yeah,
below 20 hertz?
it says here pending down to 10 hertz. So that would equal 70
Ooh.
bonus points. And then I'm assuming, like, 11 hertz would be what, like 69 bonus points.
Right.
So the maximum frequency bonus is 70 points. The maximum SPL score is still currently
That's gonna
263.
that's gonna be interesting because there
263.
were a handful of people that could play 18 hertz pretty consistently,
Yeah.
and they weren't getting the extra bonus. Man, talk about that could be interesting.
Yeah. I know they were like dropping it down to 10, but obviously, the SPL wasn't as big, but
Right.
well, I wonder if that would offset, say, like a loud 20 hertz guy. It might.
Uh,
I think it might.
Eric Hansen says Joshua Fox can play 15 hertz.
Ah, right.
Um, yeah. Justin said Steve's check bounced. That's why I can't see his comments.
Oh, no.
Eric wants to know, will Pank It Out be at finals? And then I did see somewhere that someone said, hey, let's push for it. So I think Joel is doing the right thing, and he's getting people interested in Pank It Out.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, I mean, he's traveling. He's getting people. Canada has a few people into Pank It Out.
As well as Mexico now.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Mexico did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it can find a place with the help of people like Joel and who's the judge down there? Eventos 101 or whatever.
I think that's Brazil.
Oh, is that Brazil? Eventos 101?
But Mexico would be, I believe, our friend Roberto Pedrosa.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. He's the 2X judge down there.
Yep.
He's 2X because he also competes.
He does. Trunk. He has a few cars, right?
Right.
So he's part of that team. They have a trunk car. They have. I don't remember if they did no walls or not.
I think one of their team members or the person living in the close proximity to them was doing the OG 10K class.
Oh, that's right.
It was Anna.
Yes, Anna was doing the OG 10K. Yep.
Oh.
Let's see what Eric says. He'll be doing something as soon as he has a competition. But yeah, like I said, I think the Pank It Out, we can find a place for that in a show. You got to understand too, for anybody that's never tried to host an event or put on an event, Pank It Out becomes tough because people want to show off those systems. I mean, that's honestly what they intend to do with the Pank It Out system. And if you're doing that, some of the venues just don't allow it. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure, Jeffrey, you've ran into that here or there where there's like no demos or something like that at a venue, right? Mm-hmm. Autorama is freaking awesome for Pank It Out systems, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to do Pank It Out there. The Brazilians would come, show up, and they would hook up like 12, 14 cars all on the same set of RCAs. And and it was awesome. And, if they would have just listened to the cops and just not made it obvious that they were all drinking alcohol, then, they could have continued that. So, anyway, that's all I got for the rules. Do you have anything different about the rules, Jeff?
No, just I know initially I was flipping through them when the announcement was made. Just kind of reviewing again if I had missed anything. There is something on freestyle which might be a concern.
Okay.
And it has the blue writing with arrows, and it says pending participation review.
Okay.
Well, this is kind of big. It's on the section where it states the freestyle classes, and then it states freestyle 1K no wall. Arrow pending participation review. Also noted is freestyle 5K no wall and freestyle 5K wall. So it looks like, wow, the wattage limit classes might be up for
Removal.
removal.
Yeah.
That's
All
what it
right.
seems like.
So that tells me that if you go to a multi-point and that's the class you want to be in, you need to let your judge know so he can make sure he includes it. Um,
Yeah.
Eric Hansen wants to know why can Top Dog be in the car but Base Race cannot?
Hmm.
Do you have a good answer for that, Jeffrey?
Uh, I was actually a proponent for base race being able to be controlled in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I probably won't be a good person to answer that.
Me too. I'm on the same with you on that. So, um,
Mhm.
but the truth is, the reason Base Race is set up the way it is because we were
Oh, that's
trying to
right. Okay.
find ways to differentiate one car from another. So one was the ability to control it outside the vehicle. That became one of the ways we can differentiate. Then battery power was another way we can differentiate one vehicle from the other. But with this, man, the insane amount of battery power now you can get out of a lithium, good lord, it
Yeah.
just works.
I think more so it accentuated what the true, I guess, spirit of base race was, and Ray Choi was the one who put it eloquently when he had mentioned it's based on skill.
Yeah,
So stuff like controlling it on the outside of the vehicle, that's more of a skillful aspect of base race. Definitely the random numbers skill and not so much vehicle related. So I maybe that maybe that's a good answer for Eric.
yeah. Justin says, seems like DB Drag is downsizing on classes that don't get a ton of participation to
Mm,
have classes that are bigger and fuller. That is always our intent. That is
right.
never not the intent. We want to have the classes as full as we possibly can. If you win a world championship against one person, that's not the same as having 10 people in your class. Two people didn't
Right.
even make the bracket, and then you beat seven other people in an 8-man bracket to get the world championship. That's a different thing. And that's what we are trying to go for with all of these um, classes. Best way to say it. So,
Yeah.
um, but anyway, all right, Jeffrey. Any last? I did that. No one else showed up. Oh.
In I think Alaska, right, Justin?
Yeah. Daniel New says I'd be really disappointed if freestyle didn't have any clamp classes anymore. It
Mm.
was exciting to win a world championship back to back to back. Yep.
Ah,
Um,
that's right.
so
I think he was our 1K
I think he was.
competitor. Yeah.
All right. All right, Jeffrey. Anything new from you, sir?
No, nothing much. Again, I hope everyone was able to tune in to today's show. It was a later start time. Thank you so much for accommodating that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the future we can get it back to the previous time if everyone's more able to make that time slot. But as far as anything new, um, definitely
Show
in the
coming up.
works. Yeah, definitely in the works with Bloomington and our friend Robert Gallegos.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for that. I know right now, and typically the winter months is not really a big uh, you know time when we have events. Some places like Texas may well, no, not Texas right now, is in a freeze. So um, but yeah, so just kind of be on the lookout for events for sure happening in Bloomington, California. It's in SoCal, or people know it as Bloomington. And then the Riverside show, we're getting that finalized. So be on the lookout for that.
What kind of venue is that?
It's a shop.
Oh, okay.
It's a shop. It's a
Good.
shop. So as far as Texas shows, really hit up Roger. It's hey, I used to work there, and it's hard for me to get a hold of him as well. So usually the conversations about a show goes, "Hey, Raj, so can we have this show coming up?" And he'll be like, we'll think about it, and then it's like off to the wayside. So I'm trying to be more proactive in that, and then hopefully we can kind of like last year how I was in Texas flying out to do California shows. Now that I'm in California, I'll fly out to Texas to do Texas shows. So if you guys are in Texas, I know Voodoo Customs was wanting to do an event.
Uh-huh.
It's just a matter of locking down a date, so that way I could plan it out efficiently and effectively and stuff like that, and everyone could have an awesome show, just like I'd never left.
That's cool. And like I said, next week for you guys that are just tuning in late or whatever, we are going to have on Don Hebig, and he's going to tell everybody how they are building their boxes wrong.
Yeah, don't get offended. It's
Yeah. I mean,
it's
everybody
okay.
except for Steve Willis, obviously. Because, yeah. But anyway, so you guys might learn something new, definitely about box building and, trying to be more efficient at the mic and whatnot. Don says like I said, I'm going to let Don start talking and do what he says. And like I said, if you guys are interested in learning something about box design and building and whatnot, yeah, tune in next week. Also, if you guys want to make your comments seen on the screen, you need to do that on YouTube, please. So go to the YouTube and watch it on there, comment there. This way I can pull it up. Mainly because I'm too lazy to figure out how to get the Facebook pages on there.
Zuckerberg.
So, with that being said, yeah, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We started a little later. This to accommodate Jeffrey. Jeffrey's a great co-host for me, so
Thank you.
he's been part of this thing and he knows what he's doing. Yep, Eric says I'm a lazy Doug. um, but anyway, like I said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in later on. We're going to continue this time frame for the time being. We'll start once again at 6:30 California time, the only time that matters. So especially since both of us are here now, so obviously that's the only time that matters. No bowling anymore because the 6:30 start. Bowling starts at 7 o'clock, and so I won't be bowling on Monday nights anymore. So if we end up going a little bit past on these podcasts, it'll be a little easier on me next from there.
Okay.
So if Don goes a little bit extra, then he goes a little extra. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys get an opportunity, please support people who support things that you guys like. Let's see, we could bring someone here at podcast as guest from Philippines.
Cool.
Joel, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Hit me up and we'll talk about that. Justin says 2-hour shows.
Uh-oh.
Probably not. But there may be some that turn into that, especially ones with like Don Hebig and some of the other people that have a lot to share with us. Maybe I can get the guy from Earthquake back on here. What's his name? Joseph.
Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph would be a good guy to get back on here maybe. And if you guys have questions or whatever, maybe we can get Joseph back on here. It'd be interesting to have Don and Joseph on at the same time.
Wow.
Talk about,
Yeah.
dude, that would be so over like 99% of our heads.
It'd be like mind-blowing information.
Yeah, it'd be, okay,
Your mind would
just
blow
record it and go back and listen to it again and again and again.
Yes.
Until you understand what they're saying. So, but no, anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys coming out and supporting us today. Thank you, Jeffrey, for coming back. It was great to have you back. No disrespect to any of the other judges I had or other
Yeah, they did a
people
really
I
good
had.
job.
Yeah, I was really happy. Dave and Andrew did really stepped in and helped out, so I appreciate
Thank
them.
you. Thank you.
But now we have Jeffrey back, so we will see you guys next week on This Week in Car Audio, 6:30 California time, the only time that matters. Peace. We out.